Consumer Society IMTD International represents the program Rehabilitation of the Economy of Ukraine. Start of implementation. Every person on our planet is worth living in peace, mutual understanding, and wealth, to be responsible for the destiny of one's relatives as well as the nation, to be honest to one's consciences and the society, to have desire and responsibility and possibility to make the life where you live successful and happy. Intelligence and work of millions of people move science and industry, build new cities, make economy of the country and unite continents. But not every country has the same level of development and prosperity at the same period of time. We are convinced that in the course of the time everything will be worked out, but today the economy of such countries is in need of help and rehabilitation. One of the oldest methods of providing of such help is implementation of the program Rehabilitation of the Economy. The program of rehabilitation of the economy is not a kind of a rescue mission which came to some country having its own finances, resources, knowledge, technologies, and the army of hard-working volunteers to rehabilitate the economy on the country until the people living in the country keep aloof of all creative activities and just wait for immediate results of qualitative changes of their lives and improvement of their living standards. The program of rehabilitation of the economy is a strategy and a plan of activities supported by additional resources for people who live in a certain country to change their lives qualitatively and rehabilitate the economy of their own country, being formed into actively conscious, honest consumer society. The program of rehabilitation of the economy is the convincing result of more than 17 years practical work done by international team of professionals of global renown. International experts such as lawyers, economists, financial experts, marketing specialists, sociologists, consultant bankiers and businessmen, scientists, diplomatic officials, state and civil leaders, all these people were united in a consolidated team under David Kartozia, the author and the initiator of the program Rehabilitation of the Economy for different countries of the world.
Я хочу подтвердить полную готовность участия американской стороны в оздоровлении экономики Украины, Грузии, Молдовы и других стран. Мы создавали этот проект 17 лет. Самое главное для нас дать понять людям, какие у них права, что они могут и какая сила единства. И понять то, что вместе мы можем все.
The programs of rehabilitation of the economy, which were developed by David Kartozia, are a unique multifaceted tool that allows to implement business ideas and business startups, support current businesses, farming and industry, broaden goods and resource markets, develop infrastructure business of territorial communities, and fill up charitable and social funds. Widespread, multifaceted help in implementation of the program Rehabilitation of the Economy is provided by famous and worldwide respectable Institute of Multi-Track Diplomacy, IMTD, which was founded by John McDonnell in 1992. The activity of IMTD is promotive of reaching such common aims as peace on the planet, strengthening of intercommunication between certain individuals, enterprises, establishments, and communities to improve their life people.
It's Mike Flanagan, former Congressman Flanagan from Washington, D.C., talking to my new friends in Ukraine about the exciting new relationship which we're building and which we're going to make successful. I'll tell you, I'm very much looking forward to this over the next several years. The work that we're going to be doing together is designed to help Ukraine overcome the great difficulties of the past, working with the exciting new Rada, which has just been elected, and to move forward in the community of nations to help Ukraine take the spot it should have had years ago, has been retarded by a big bearish neighbor, and hopefully we can have moving forward successfully as you integrate more, looking more westerly than easterly, and we can become not just good friends, but allies, partners, and people who can work together for the betterment of the world around us, but more importantly, and right now, for the betterment of the lives of the people in Ukraine. I look forward to talking to you very soon, and look forward to working with you.
The implementation of the program Rehabilitation of the Economy in Ukraine is held by Consumer Society IMTD International. To do the work qualitatively and effectively, it was approved a unified form of business activities which allows to every single Ukrainian to get the right to implement, dream and start one's own business provided by the program. This form is a kind of consumer corporation which provides the possibility of running and preparatory stage of the program implementation by means of self-organization and self-financing of the members. Motto of IMTD International: Everything is possible together. Consumer Society IMTD International is a powerful international cooperative society registered in Ukraine which unites a great deal of individuals, the legal bodies interested in development of cooperative movement and business activity, modernization of production, creation of new enterprises and new working places accordingly, growth of turnover and extension of international cooperation, rising of living standards of nationals as well as economic status of their countries. Consumer Society IMTD International is a young, ambitious, initiative-responsible organization. It's kind of a high-quality tool international level for realization of effective economic building and implementation of the program Rehabilitation of the Economy. Consumer Society IMTD International fulfills function of grant provider and resource manager in Ukraine for donor organizations which finance the program Rehabilitation of the Economy, providing adherence of set terms and demands as well as insurance, clearance and legality of business running, security and reporting procedure by members of the program. Consumer Society IMTD International has international orientation and adheres the rules and principles of development of national and international cooperation. Nowadays, such cooperative values as mutual help, mutual responsibility, equality, fairness, and solidarity are at the core of cooperative ideology. These moral universal human values carry the picture of cooperative icon. After the decision of High Council of Councillors of the Program Rehabilitation of the Economy, the Consumer Society IMTD International was assigned to implement the function of international provider of the program Rehabilitation of the Economy for the countries of Eurasian continent. Strategic decisions making and general management of Consumer Society are under responsibility of Managing Board of Consumer Society. Among the members of Managing Board are the founders of Consumer Society IMTD International, Roman Bendas and Roman Kazimierz, Chairman of the Board. Roman Bendas, age 35 years, was born and grew up at Zakarpattia. Nowadays he lives in Kiev, married. He has two beauties in the family, a wife and a daughter. He is accustomed to work hard as well as reaching set aims. He is experienced in all difficulties of business development in Ukraine. He spends much time and effort on public and educational activities. He is a practicing lecturer and professional speaker. He is sincere and communicative. The latest year of his life was totally dedicated to implementation of ideas of IMTD in Ukraine. He highly esteems honesty, openness, and compulsory. Deputy head of the board, Roman Kazimierz, age 41. He lives in Rivne together with his wife. He brings up 5 sons. He is a loving father and a husband, a person having a conscious civil position and sincere love to Ukraine. Businessman, expert in structural and consistent building with reference to various business areas. The Board of Consumer Society permanently coordinate their actions and confirm the decision on strategic issues to Supervising Board of Consumer Society IMTD International, which is headed by the author of the program Rehabilitation of the Economy of Ukraine, David Kartozia, and among the members of which there are people of global renown and unfailing authority. Noble aim of the program, rehabilitation of the economy of Ukraine, has a great support among both common Ukrainians and honorable and famous ones. Officially assigned as brand ambassador of the program Rehabilitation of the Economy of Ukraine, after her personal consent and decision of managing board of curators of the program, is National Artist of Ukraine, member of the Parliament of Ukraine of Sessions 4th, 6th, 8th, Minister of Culture and Arts of Ukraine since February 4th, 2005 till May 16th, 2005, Minister of Culture and Tourism of Ukraine May 16th, 2005 till September 27th, 2005, the head of all Ukrainian non-governmental organization Ukrainian Mutual Aid since 2003, the head of all Ukrainian organization Women as Members of Parliament since 2008, deputy head of National Commission on Issues of Foreign Affairs of Ukrainians since 2006, public person Oksana Belozir. Senior positions in consumer society IMTD International can be held only by the most active members of the society and only by such who passed an according inspection and were attested and have high human qualities, professional knowledge, qualification, and organizational skills. Current management of principal activity and coordination of work of all structural subdivisions of consumer society IMTD International shall be done by Central Management Office headed by Business Manager, the head of Managing Board of Consumer Society IMTD International Yuri Leskov. Yuri Leskov, age 52 years, Ukrainian, married, father of 3 sons, has higher humanitarian and economical education, professional manager and analyst, expert in issues of economical development of territorial communities and infrastructural strategy of business, journalist, scientist, creative person, has many years experience of work in Ukraine, countries of Europe, Asia, and Northern Africa. He works in Consumer Society IMTD International since the first day of its foundation. All strategic decisions and over top issues of Consumer Society activities shall be studied collectively at Managing Board, which consists of managers of strategic departments of Consumer Society IMTD International. Strategic departments which are the part of Central Management Office and make the administration of Consumer Society IMTD International. Department Subdivision of Security and Safety. Main activity areas of the department: provision of business security, physical and informational security, anti-corruptional control, cooperation with law enforcement authorities. Head of the Department Subdivision of Security and Safety, Boris Shapovalov. Boris Shapovalov, 54 years, philosophy doctor, assistant professor, academician of Ukrainian Technological Academy. He has 35 years experience of work in state and international law enforcement agencies, police colonel retired, veteran of international affairs bodies of Ukraine, participant of military actions who headed the subdivisions of civil police of the UNO in Bosnia and Herzegovina and special police subdivision in Kosovo. Many-time champion and prize taker of championships of the world and Europe in different kinds of martial arts, master of sports of international class in kickboxing, master of sports in sambo, black belt master of martial arts in PSSK, SSS, AFK, Koshiki Karate, WPKA, founder of Ukrainian National Professional Applied Kind of Sport, Police Horting. He works in Consumer Society IMTD International since the first day of its foundation. Department Subdivision of Financial Accounting and Audit. Main activity areas of the department. Main activity areas of the department. Provision of finance and accounting activity of consumer society. Financial and economic expertise of business ideas. Accounting, monitoring, and audit during the implementation of projects. Control of accounting and tax discipline. Head of the department, subdivision of financial accounting and audit, Veronika Romanovich. Veronika Romanovich was born on 1967. All her life she lives in Ukraine. Today she lives in Lutsk. She has higher economical education. She has experience as a chief accountant and financial director. She has experience in business, experience as an elected official, civil servant. She has a good command of analysis techniques of financial and economic situation of the country. Well-balanced personality without any problem can set up the communication with different categories of people. Due to professional experience, she can provide training consultations. Her free time is dedicated to self-education. In December 2018, she became the member of the project Rehabilitation of the Economy of Ukraine through Consumer Society IMTD International Department Subdivision of Law and Legal Support. Main activity areas of the department. Full legal support of the activity of Consumer Society. Legal review of business ideas of contractual partners of Consumer Society. Advocacy of members of Consumer Society. Escalation of legal and juridical education of members of Consumer Society. Department Youth Initiatives. Main activity areas of the department. Cooperation with youth organizations, development of youth business activity, support of startups, implementation of youth programs. Head of the department Youth Initiatives, Yaroslav Nedzelsky. Yaroslav Nedzelsky, 28 years old, Ukrainian, expert in commercial planning and usage of digital financial technologies, public person, has a great experience of multicultural communication, has 2 higher education, Department of Law and Management and Leadership in Kyiv National University named by Taras Shevchenko and Webster University Geneva, Department Information Communication Center. Main activity areas of the department: creation of information content, release of informational programs, provision of communication and connection between the members of consumer society, work of a call center and alerting services. Head of the department Information Communication Center, Maxim Melnik. Maxim Melnik, 38 years old, Ukrainian. He lives in Odessa with his wife and a son. He obtained secondary and higher education. He leads an active lifestyle, fans of sports. He has 13 years experience in internet marketing. He has a lot of respect of responsible, goal-seeking, punctual and honest people. He works in Consumer Society IMTD International since December 2018. Department: Agency of Humanitarian Development and Social Programs. Main activity areas of the department: provision of interaction between consumer society and civil and religious communities in Ukraine and abroad, development and implementation of social humanitarian programs of consumer society, organization of Council of Social Initiatives activity. Head of the Department, Agency of Humanitarian Development and Social Programs, Valery Trufanov. Valery Trufanov, 62 years old. He has a daughter and 4 grandsons. He has higher education as a military pilot, retired colonel, veteran. The founder of International Association of Professional Capellans of Ukraine. Theologian, manager of Center of Capellans Training in Ukraine. He has many years' experience in issues of humanitarian security. Also among the units of Central Management Office of Consumer Society IMTD International are the following departments: Department Subdivision of Register Control and Statistics, Department Subdivision of Main Activity Provision, and Department Personal Resource. Once a month, Central Management Office, under the heading of the Chairman of the Board of Consumer Society IMTD International, runs online meeting of Managing Board of Subdivisions IMTD International. Except the managers of strategic departments, this managing board includes directors of field-oriented branches, specialized branches, territorial branches of Consumer Society IMTD International. Field-oriented branches of Consumer Society IMTD International are represented by subdivisions of Consumer Society which deal with separate specific activity aiming to provide execution of statute activity of the society. Branch IMTD Consulting, main activity areas of the department, connection of management communication, consulting activity, control and analysis of effectiveness and management decision, prognosis of risks and planning of activity. Director of Branch IMTD Consulting, Valery Korchenyuk, 53 years old, Ukrainian. He was born and lives in Zhytomyr, married and has a daughter. He graduated from Zhytomyr State College of Culture and Arts of Ivan Ogienko. He has many years' experience in organization and running of private and collective business. He has also great experience in cooperation with foreign partners and involving investments to Ukrainian territory. He is a member of Consumer Society IMTD International since November 2018. Field-oriented branches of Consumer Society IMTD International also includes structural subdivisions which solve specific organizational, content, and informational questions. In particular, they are Branch Online Marketing, Branch IMTD IT Group, and Branch IMTD Media. Among two more field-oriented branches, there are branches under the management of Executive Officer Yuri Liskov. They are IMTD Grant Expert and Innovative Educational Technologies. Branch IMTD Grant Expert provides documentation of business ideas and writing of grant programs of Consumer Society, runs initial expertise of provided business ideas and consulting of all members of Consumer Society, cooperates with donor organizations with reference to directions and areas of financing of grant programs, confirms with the grant giver the conditions of a grant program, demands to grant receivers forms in terms of reporting about used grants, runs specialized grant writing educational courses for members of Consumer Society. Branch Innovative Educational Technologies develops structures, strategy of development, corporate philosophy and ethics, procedural documentation, and main informational content of the society. Runs scientific, expert, strategic, economical, infrastructure, territorial, social, and statistic investigations. Runs analytical and informational work and monitoring of all areas of activity of the society. Provides training, retraining, and advanced training of the members of the society, organize expert and attestation commission, and provides their work. Specialized branches of Consumer Society IMTD International professionally unite members of Consumer Society according to their direction of activity, but not according to their territorial and administrative locality and registration. Specialized branches of Consumer Society IMTD International are created according to common classification fields of national economy of Ukraine for the purpose of effective organization and implementation of field directions of the program Rehabilitation of Economy of Ukraine, to build up the best communication with the members of Consumer Society IMTD International, to run educational work, to promote the program Rehabilitation of the Economy of Ukraine, and run consulting and monitoring support of business projects which are brought into life within the framework of the program. Consumer Society IMTD International creates own territorial branches of regional and local character. Now in Ukraine there are registered and work over 100 territorial branches of Consumer Society IMTD International, and still over 50 territorial branches run through the process of registration. Consumer Society IMTD International is a perfect multi-level structure which was organized according to the uppermost world standards within the framework of Ukrainian legal terrain on the basis of Ukrainian law and the Constitution of Ukraine. to implement commercial activity, product promotion, and provision of business communications. Consumer Society IMTD International Resource was created on the basis of Consumer Society IMTD International, which was headed by Roman Kazimierz and its structural subdivisions: International Commercial and Industrial Chamber, IMTD International Commercial and Industrial Chamber, and the touristic agency IMTD World Travel. To implement social and charitable projects, it was created and is on the go charitable organization IMTD International Food Bank. Manager Polina Bendas. Polina Bendas was born on 1987 in Ukraine. She is Ukrainian, careful mother and diligent wife. She dedicated her life to charity and social help to children. She wholeheartedly worked with kids in the charitable funds Caritas. She knows how hard can be the life of people and how much everybody of us needs support, help, and understanding. As the best reward for her hard daily work, she considers smiled, happy faces of kids, loving and friendly families, peaceful and wealthy Ukraine. As realized by Consumer Society IMTD International, charity is an activity connected with the provision of help and support to those who are in need of them according to the common human principles of humanity and mutual help, which is done without seeking to profit as such. For less than a year, we have done a great job. Built up, developed structure of the society, worked up the strategy of development, ran hundreds of educational and presentation events, studied needs and nuances of business development through all regions of Ukraine, got going effective connection and interaction with small and medium businesses, farmers, manufacturers, scientists, inventors, territorial communities and bodies of local government, collected the initial bank of business ideas, developed the conventional regulatory and communicative basis, found, tested, trained necessary staff of professionals and experts. Today, we can confidently proclaim IMTD International is ready to start the program Rehabilitation of the Economy of Ukraine. Everything is possible together.